Do you hear what I hear? Readings from my favorite Christian writers. Today's book is entitled Boundaries: When to Say Yes, How to Say No to Take Control of Your Life. The authors are Dr. Henry Cloud and Dr. John Townsend. I'm reading from Part 1, Chapter 2. What does a boundary look like? Thoughts. Our minds and thoughts are important reflections of the image of God. No other creature on earth has our thinking ability. We are the only creatures who are called to love God with all our mind. Mark 12, verse 30. And Paul wrote that he was taking captive every thought to make it obedient to Christ. 2 Corinthians 10, verse 5. Establishing boundaries in thinking involves three things. 1. We must own our own thoughts. Many people have not taken ownership of their own thinking processes. They are mechanically thinking the thoughts of others without ever examining them. They swallow others' opinions and reasonings, never questioning and thinking about their thinking. Certainly, we should listen to the thoughts of others and weigh them, but we should never give our minds over to anyone. We are to weigh things for ourselves in the context of relationship, sharpening each other as iron, but remaining separate thinkers. 2. We must grow in knowledge and expand our minds. One area in which we need to grow is in knowledge of God and His Word. David said of knowing God's Word, "My soul is consumed with longing for your laws at all times. Your statutes are my delight. They are my counselors." Psalm 119, verses 20 and 24. We also learn much about God by studying His creation and His work. In learning about His world, we obey the commandment to rule over the earth and all that is within it. We must learn about the world that He has given us to become wise stewards. Whether we are doing brain surgery, balancing our checkbook, or raising children, we are to use our brains to have better lives and glorify God. 3. We must clarify distorted thinking. We all have a tendency not to see things clearly, to think and perceive in distorted ways. Probably the easiest distortions to notice are in personal relationships. We rarely see people as they really are. Our perceptions are distorted by past relationships and our own preconceptions of who we think they are, even the people we know best. We do not see clearly because of the logs in our eyes. Matthew 7, verses 3 through to 5. Taking ownership of our thinking in relationships requires being active in checking out where we may be wrong. As we assimilate new information, our thinking adapts and grows closer to reality. Also, we need to make sure that we are communicating our thoughts to others. Many people think that others should be able to read their minds and know what they want. This leads to frustration. Even Paul says, "For who knows a person's thoughts except their own spirit within them?" 1 Corinthians 2, verse 11. What a great statement about boundaries. We have our own thoughts, and if we want others to know them, we must tell them. Do you hear what I hear? readings from my favorite Christian writers. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.